Hey guys, for this one what you're going to need is two super bonder reactors and one sensor reactor. So just place a bonder reactor at the top and one at the bottom, and then your sensor reactor in the middle. Then you want to hook your bottom storage tank up to the top part of your sensor reactor, and your storage tank in the middle up to the bottom part of your bottom bonder reactor. Then you want to hook the bottom part of that bonder reactor up to the first cargo freighter, and then the top half up to the second cargo freighter. You take the pipe from your mining drill up to the top half of your super bonder reactor, and then the top half of that pipe goes down to your recycler, and the bottom part goes into the bottom of your sensor reactor. And then out of your sensor reactor you got the top pipe, which goes to the top cargo freighter, and the bottom pipe goes to the top half of the super bonder reactor. So for your first super bonder reactor, you start off with the blue line, which goes up to an NA, then to a grab drop, then right to a fork out, then to a sink, then a circular out, then sink, sink, down to a negative bond, down to drop, left to a circular out, and then left back into start. And you've also got your bonders placed in this shape. For the red line you go right to sink, up to drop, up to sink, then negative bond, then fork out, then left to sink, left to grab, down and right to drop, right to circular out, up and left to free your negative bond to your grab, then down back into start, and around again. For your sensor reactor, just double click it to go inside. You start off the red line, which goes right, up to drop, up to your branch, which is up to your branch, which is a silicon branch, which is the SI symbol, up to sink, and then right to your NB, then to your positive bond, then down to a sink, then left to your branch, which is the SI again. This one's pointing to the left, so the path just goes around a loop here. But for your SI branch, this one just goes left into the other SI branch, and this one goes left to NB, then left to sink, where you got your 4 bonders placed. It goes left to grab, down to NB, then another NB, then left NB, up to a sink, then up to an NB, left to an NB, down to an NB, then down to another NB, then down and right back into start. For the blue line, you go left to an NB, left to sink, down to grab, right to sink, down to sink, left to sink, left to sink, down to sink, right to sink, right to sink, right and up to your clockwise rotation, which is over top of your sensor, up to drop, up and left to an out, then left to an in, then left to a grab, down for your positive bond, down and left and up to your counterclockwise rotation, then up and right to your SI branch, which then goes down and left to a sink, and then for 3 positive bonds, and then another positive bond, and then to your rotation, which then would go up again. So for your first SI branch, it goes right to a positive bond, then right to another positive bond, down to a positive bond, then you've got a circular out, then down and left to another SI branch, then up to drop, up and right, and up to sink, and then another positive bond, and then another positive, and then it goes around a loop, and then another positive bond, and then another positive, and then it goes around a loop. For this SI branch, it goes left to a circular out, and then up and back into start. For your final bonder reactor, you start off the red line, which goes left to a sink, then an A, then an A, then positive bond, then left to a sink, then down to a grab, right to a sink, right to a drop, up to a fork out, and then left back into start. And you've also got 3 bonders here. For the blue line, it goes left to an NA, left to grab, down to sink, then drop, then left to NB, then positive bond, then up to grab. You've also got 5 bonders placed here. Then right for your sink to a negative bond, then a positive bond, then a drop, then up to a circular out, then up to sink, then up and back into start. So to show you how this one works, I'll show you on this one first. That one basically just that. That's what that one does. That's all that one does.